Capricorn, and welcome to your June 2021 reading. Let's look into your energy today for the sun, moon, and rising signs. If you don't know your sun, moon, and rising sign, you can look in the description box down below for a free site that will take you to what you need. If this reading does not resonate with you, remember that energies can be reversed, means that you can assign the roles any way you like. But stick around because there may be something in the reading that you need to hear. These messages are timeless, and that means that even if you were to listen to this message a year from now or 2 years from now, if God brought you here, it's because there's something in it for you, whether it's today or in the future. If this reading does not resonate with you, it just means that I'm not picking up on your specific energy at the time. If there are cards in here that you want to resonate with you, but they're just not yet, that's okay, because all you have to do is go to the video, What Are They Thinking About You, April 2021, and at the end of that video, it explains on how to raise your vibration in order to match the cards that you're looking at and that you're wanting to bring into your life. Because all of manifestation is in your hands anyway. So if there's things in here that you like, great. Use it. If there's things in here that you don't like and it doesn't resonate with you, that's okay too. During this reading, the angels are bringing the Holy Fire Reiki energy to you. And at the end of this video, I will release the trapped emotions for your sign. I will let you know what essential oils and maybe even some crystals that can help maximize your energy. So check out the description box down below for all the details. If you like this reading or you were entertained in some way, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. This way you can get notified as soon as I post something new. So before we get started, what I'm going to do is talk about some major things that are going to be happening in June so that you can understand where we're going before we get into your actual reading. There's a new moon solar eclipse that's going to be happening on June 10th. We're going to talk about that. Also, Mercury Retrograde is going to be for the entire month of June. And then we just got out of a lunar eclipse, which you probably should be still feeling some of the effects from, which was really wild, crazy energy. So if you've been feeling off balance, that's why. I did a video about the lunar eclipse. That will be in the description box down below so that you can get some more information about that. And it's for all signs, so you can watch your sign or all of the signs. Doesn't really matter how you do it. It's going to be a very intense month from mid-May until the end of July. And that's just because of everything that's happening. But this month is very important for people because it's about changes. It's about surprises. It's about making the instability stable again. So eclipses, whether they are lunar or solar, the eclipses are very important because they make things appear, things that you didn't know before. Like for instance, there was a friend of mine who we went over her retirement for her, and she didn't realize how close she was to retirement because she just assumed that this pension was going to take care of her instead of realizing that she could have just taken that money out and put it in a Roth IRA, and then she could build up her own money for herself opposed to giving it to the pension. That when she passes, the pension takes your money. You know, they may take care of you while you're alive, but what happens to your family and that extra money, that extra growth, right? She doesn't get the extra growth. The family would only get whatever she put in, which was very small compared to the growth, right? So that's what I'm saying. Something like that. You can get really big things that make sudden life changes for you, that make you go, you know, I really need to take a look at that again. And that's what's so important about the eclipse season, about the retrogrades. Please don't fear any of this stuff because it's the thing that you go, man, I wish I knew that, because if I would have known that, I would have made a different decision. And it really is it can be a very positive experience for you if you go into the mindset that way. Instead of the mindset of, oh my gosh, changes in my life, I think I'm done. You know what I mean? We don't need to do that, right? Okay. So, very interesting things. We're going to talk a little bit about Mercury Retrograde first before I get into your reading as well, because you need to know some things. Mercury Retrograde is about misunderstandings, miscommunication, restlessness. You might be jumping around to a bunch of ideas. So you may be feeling the effects of the lunar eclipse that we just had, where you might be feeling like you're pulled in a million places, or you just have so many ideas of things that you want to do. When we're in Mercury retrograde, we want to make sure that we don't jump to conclusions. That's really important. We want to make sure that we kind of wait on major decisions. It's not that you can't make major decisions. It's just really a month of planning is better. Because what can happen is if you make major decisions, quick major decisions like, let's get married. You know what I mean? Like you just met a person and you want to get married right away. It could turn into disappointment. You could backtrack a lot in the relationship, lots of redos. And then also we have where there's probably, because of the solar eclipse, there's probably going to be a large correction in the stock market, but it's going to be temporary. So those people who have money in the stock market, the best thing that we always do is we always just stay. Don't freak out. Don't pull your money out and create a panic. Because it's possible there's going to be a correction because of the energy and the planets. And so just be aware of that and take a deep breath, and whatever you do, try not to do major things like pulling all of your money out of the stock market because there was a correction and now you're like, oh, we're going to lose all of our money because of, in our Bitcoin and everything. Just don't do that. Just say, you know what, if I'm going to make any major decisions, it's going to be in the middle of July or the end of July. I'm just not going to do it right now, but I will make the decision. I'm just not going to do it right now. Because finances is a big thing with all of those planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Aquarius, all of those planets. Finances is really big for that. And finance is also really big when we're talking about the Mercury retrograde as well. We could spend too much, or we could plan for our future. So it's really whatever decision you're going to make. New moon solar eclipse is in Gemini on June 10th. That could bring on a correction around that area. But that right after that, though, Mars goes into Leo on June 11th, which is going to give everybody the courage to push forward to their goals. So even though we're going to be in Mercury retrograde, you are going to get this feeling of wanting to push it forward towards your goals. And that's fine. Just make sure that we're not starting a brand new business. It's good to start a business, but make sure we're in the planning stage and that you actually do the launch after the Mercury retrograde, which is July, the middle of July, okay? Now, June 12th, then we have Venus is very powerful, and then you're going to want to feel like going to parties and love and creativity and all of those things. And then June 13th, you're going to get more secrets revealed by the sun, because the sun is going to start shining bright and big in the solar system. So we're all going to get illuminated as well. So it's going to be a very, very powerful month. My job for you is to give you as much information as you can so that you can move through it. Please use the support of your friends. Maybe I'll even post a suicide hotline in case some of you guys need to talk to someone and you don't want to talk to your friends. Because I'm not saying it's going to be that horrible, but it depends on your astrology and what you're going through in life and how many changes you're going to have. And so what I'm saying is the energy won't last forever. So for those of you who are feeling like you can't do this anymore or whatever, that could be a feeling, because whenever the energy is big and we're not understanding it, or we're not linking two and two together, then we could have that feeling. Some things that you want to remember for the Mercury retrograde is that you might be forgetful. It's going to pass. All of this is going to pass. You might have a hard time making up your mind about things. You might change your mind a lot, going back and forth. You might second guess yourself. You might have issues with your cell phone, your computer, your electronic devices. You might need to plan a little bit better for trips, road trips and car trips and plane trips. Just make sure you leave a lot earlier and a lot for more time. Like, don't leave at the last minute, because Mercury rules over communication and travel. So make sure that you are just giving yourself ample amount of time when you're driving. Try to get your car serviced before the retrogrades next time. And if you didn't do it, make sure you do it after the retrograde. Get your car serviced, get your cell phones and things like that repaired and stuff after the retrograde, unless you need it repaired right now. But just be aware that there could be a lot of back and forth with the repairs, and just let it go. Be what it is. Be very fluid through this time. It's not really a good time for making contracts. You can do it. You just have to look at all the details. You can't just go, okay, and sign it like you could at a non-retrograde time, or you have before at other times and everything was worked out, because you might not have all of the information to make a great deal. So that's why you don't really want to do contracts or promises or something like that during the retrograde. It's just because you may not have all of the information. You might want to buy something and think it's a great deal and then want to sign the contract, but then right after Mercury retrograde, it goes on sale. So that's why you kind of want to wait. And so if you can wait, just say, hey, I'd love to do this with you. I think I'm just going to wait until the end of July. And I did that when I bought my house. So I found the house that I wanted during the retrograde. And I almost bought a house during the retrograde, but because I knew this, I was like, I don't know. And then I found out later that the house had a natural spring on it. And even the landscaper was like, I wouldn't have bought that house, which is really good because I ended up not buying that home because it was the retrograde. That's why I didn't buy it. And then I waited till right after into the shadow period. Then I found a house, and then we didn't actually sign the contract until the retrograde was completely over. So just so that you are aware of that, there are ways of working around it. And I was very clear with my realtor, I'm not buying a home during the retrograde. My realtor probably thought I was crazy because she didn't really know much about it, and I understand, but I know. And if you know, you can just be like, hey, if we can hold off on this, I'd like to. Now, if you've already been making plans for something for a really long time and the event happened in the retrograde, it's supposed to, and that's okay. So I have a lot of people who've been looking for jobs, and they're like, oh, am I not supposed to take a job right now? No, if you've been doing it well before, then yes, you totally can. If this is something that you've been doing for right before the retrograde and then it just popped up. Now, if a job pops up in the retrograde that you had not in your awareness, that could be a good thing because of the solar eclipse, but it might not be a good thing too. So be careful and make sure you cross your T's and dot your I's and check every detail and ask for more information. Don't just assume. Don't assume anything during the retrograde. Make sure you're very clear about your communication. Make sure you know all the details about the job. Make sure that you know everything and see if maybe you can't hold off on actually signing the contract until the shadow period at least. Those are some things to kind of look at. I'll put the link to the dates of the Mercury retrograde in the description box down below as well, so that you can click on that and you can see all of the dates for the Mercury retrograde so you can plan your life accordingly and just in a very good way. Capricorn, before we get into your actual energy with the cards, I want to go ahead and just kind of talk about Mercury retrograde specifically for your sign. So Capricorn, your energy is, you can be very serious, materialistic, and hardworking. Maybe sometimes you have a little bit of shrewdness and cautious ambition. All right, so that is actually the sign of Capricorn. Mercury retrograde for all of us is going to be how you think, communicate, write, talk, and travel. Those are the things that are always highlighted during every Mercury retrograde. And your 6th house is what you're going to be working on specifically. And that is the work, health, and duty area of your life. So any kind of area that has responsibility, like work and health, and responsibility is really big for Capricorns to begin with. So that's pretty awesome. Let's dive in a little bit deeper to the 6th house, which is work and health. Learning how to be healthier, eat healthier, learning how to exercise, getting a new job maybe, having to learn a new job skill, interest and busyness at the job, co-workers and employee interactions are going to be very, very supportive this month. So that's really cool. The essential oils that came up for you, we'll talk about later, are tea tree oil and lime. And then at the end of this video, we're going to release the trapped emotions of worry in your spleen at the age of 5 and bitterness in your gallbladder at the age of 6. All right, let's get right into your cards now. All right, I want to thank you so much for your likes, subscribes, your donations, your comments, your texts, and your calls and everything that have helped me to see that these are working for you and they're helping you, and I really, really like that and appreciate that. It makes me want to do more. This is a longer video because it has the Mercury retrograde stuff in it. Also, we talk about the oils and we do the releasing of the trapped emotions. The next video that I do will be a shorter video because we'll do something like on love or something like that, okay? All right, so let's see what's going on, Capricorn. Okay. And then I'll tell you what these cards are once I have them all laid out. And if I need to pull any other cards, I will. Okay, yep. That looks like Capricorn stuff going on right now. That's interesting. Okay, yes. Okay, very good. So Capricorn, the bottom of the deck is the Devil card. That means that we're going to be releasing some karma. We're going to be releasing some toxicity. There might be a relationship that you really, really liked, but it just wasn't working right. And it wasn't working right because maybe there was addictions this person had. Or maybe there was maybe they liked chaos a lot and they brought a lot of chaos into your life and you didn't like that. Maybe this person wanted to control you or something of that sort. So we're working on the Devil energy is when you work on karmic situations, control, addictions, chaos, those types of things is when it's time for us to release those out of our lives, okay? So we'll clarify a little bit more as we go through the cards, but that's the overall energy of the Mercury retrograde and overall energy of what we are talking about today. So you're coming from a very good place. You're coming from a place where there is a lot of groundedness. I see that you worked hard to get where you are. I see that you were very deliberate in the way that you got there, and you used every tool in the book in order to help yourself get to where you are. And so you're in a really good place, or that was the past energy, is that you're in a really good place. The energy for June and the retrograde and all of the stuff that's going to be happening is the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords is, there could be a contract of some sort that comes your way, and lots of information. It's very logical because it's a sword. People will help you, so be alert, and you're going to be relying on your intelligence, and that's coupled with amazing because it means you're going to be balanced, not only in your intelligence, but in the spiritual realm as well. So you're going to have your emotional and your logical and your emotional body are going to be very balanced this month, which is good because it's the retrograde, so you're going to feel a lot of push and pull and back and forth, but I feel like you're going to be pretty stable through the energy if they gave you both cards. One is being very spiritually guided, and then two is being very logical. So that's actually really good energy to have the whole month in, is to be balanced in those two things. I see that the question that you're asking about is the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands is very entrepreneurial. She's a counselor. She's supportive. She's social. She's self-aware. She makes good choices and she expresses herself. So there's no gender to the card. This could be you. This could be a person that you're asking about. But anyway, you might be asking whether or not you are stepping into your power. Or is the person that you want, are they stepping into their power? I know a lot of you guys are focusing in on relationships right now, so I can see that could go either way. The energy, and what you're wanting from that person or the energy is the Queen of Pentacles. So you're asking about that, but what you really, really want is someone who's reliable, someone who makes money on their own, that they don't depend on you for it, someone who's super generous, affectionate, they're very instinctive, they have great instincts, they're very wise, they're great homemakers, they're caring, they're good at their finances, health. You just want a partner. If this is a relationship, which I'm feeling like that's going in that direction because I do see the Lovers card, then you are asking about that. If you're talking about career, then you're asking about having that type of dependability and reliability and all of those things inside of the career. So if I'm talking about love and you're like, well, I'm not into love, but your situation is career and it sounds like the same type of thing that you're wanting for career, then fit it in your situation the way that it works for you. Because it's a general reading, the cards can be read many, many ways. And what I'm feeling for the main collective of Capricorn is this has to do with a relationship, okay? So there is an energy that's coming towards you, and I will clarify this energy, this is the one where like the energy is you're going to want to be looking at the cups that are on the floor opposed to the ones that you already have. So just be aware of that energy, that the energy that's coming towards you is going to have you focusing on, I wouldn't say negative, but on the opposite direction of where you want to go. But however, focusing on the opposite direction is actually really good because it helps us make decisions about the things that we want. It brings us clarity to say, well, I don't really want that. What I do want is this. And so you might just be in the step one of the law of attraction, which is your decision making and making decisions about what you actually want. Because sometimes we don't make the decision until we are even asked. So a lot of times when I'm coaching people, I will ask them questions that they're not really ready for because they haven't thought about that decision yet. So all the universe is asking you to do is to clarify your decisions on what you really want. Don't just assume that God knows or assume that the universe knows. Well, it's in my head. No, you got to write it down. You got to be real distinct about, very precise about what it is that you want. Okay. All right, let me go ahead and clarify that a little bit more about what you're going to be focusing on. I think I already know because I've seen some of the cards already that are showing me a little bit about what you're going to be releasing. So give me a second to pull some stuff. All right, so yeah, we're going to be laying some stuff down and planning for the future. Correct. Okay. Yeah, exactly what I said. They just clarified what I said. Is that once this comes about, you're going to have the feeling and the energy to start laying some things down that don't serve you so that you can plan for the future. That's exactly what I was saying, right? And then, because here's the thing, the Page of Pentacles is bringing in an energy of talent shining, money news, auspiciousness, which is auspicious means like very good in all aspects. Maybe a job offer, maybe something that you want to succeed in. So what they're telling you to do is that you're gonna feel the energy of discourse, okay? Not feeling very good about some things in your life. It's gonna help you lay the swords down so you can make a new plan, and then that way you can succeed and get what you want. So that's what they're saying. The energy that you're going to be in is laying things down, completely being done with some things. I am done with that energy. It could be done with a person. I have waited. I have extended the olive branch. I am done. Now, I know some of you guys, you have some kind of relationship or soul existence that's happening right now that you can't stop thinking about the person. I get it, but maybe this is the month that's going to help you. Maybe sometimes God will have us think about something to release it, okay? And one time somebody called me and they were like, they had asked me this question. They were like, why do I keep having dreams about you? And I just said, well, maybe, and this was a person who had feelings for me. And they said, why do I keep having dreams about you? And I said, maybe you're releasing me. You know what I mean? So that's possible that could be the case. And I knew that because I didn't have the same feeling on the other side. So it was like, it wasn't that type of thing. Okay. So I was kind of walking them through that. And so you might have that same thing. Now, on the other hand, if you do have someone that you are thinking about, constantly thinking about, if you think about them a lot this month and it doesn't go away, or you've been thinking about them the last Mercury retrograde and it didn't go away, either we didn't clear everything out, or the relationship is changing, it's evolving, it's becoming something different because you're asking for something different from the relationship. That's the other part of it. So, and I have to read both sides of that because some of you guys are letting something go for good, and some of you guys, it's evolving and changing into something better, okay? So, the people around you are in the energy of the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is success. They're making great decisions. They're doing immediate changes for the better. They're triumphing over their past. And there might be some confrontations. We know that there's going to be communications this month. So watch out for miscommunications. Watch out that the way that make sure that people are hearing you in the way that you want to be heard. Okay? Because there could be some of that. The overall outcome, maybe at the end of the retrograde in July time period, is going to be the Emperor card. And the Emperor card is like the Empress. It's just the masculine energy of that sign. This is more solid, reliable, stable. So you had asked that question earlier. Am I going to get something that's more solid, more stable, more reliable, more in line with my sign Capricorn? Like someone who's more, for lack of a better word, more like you, right? And so they're saying that, like, this is the answer of yes. I mean, they just answer that question. It's going to take communication. It's going to take you looking at feeling like you're left out in the cold, feeling like this person made you do all the work. This person didn't step into their power. They made you be the powerful one. And you get tired sometimes of being the powerful one and wearing the pants, right? Like you wanted them to. So it's going to take some communication around the fact that you felt left out of the cold, that you felt like you were doing all the work, and you were supporting this person even in your broken state. You were still like the one doing what you need to do for the relationship. And so it's going to take some conversation about that. But it is saying that the energy will be there for a reliable, consistent. Now, sometimes the shadow side of this card is that the Emperor can be kind of a prick too. So, but I am not really feeling that, but maybe you are. So I'll put it out there for those people, is that you might realize that they're a prick, right? And that you need to move on from the feeling of, maybe you have communications with this person and you go, you know what? Yeah, you are the shadow side of the Emperor, and I felt left out in the cold. I'm tired of feeling left out in the cold, so goodbye, right? It could be the opposite kind of conversation. So just know that type of conversation is coming up, and make sure that and there's some good oils you could use for that. Let me see what did they give you? Tea tree, lime. Yeah, tea tree is the oil of boundaries. So right here, the oil of energetic boundaries. So if you felt like your boundaries were stepped over by this person and they didn't respect you and they didn't respect your boundaries, then you can use tea tree oil before you have a conversation with that person. You can just put it in your hands, rub your hands together, smell the oil. That's how I would use that oil, okay? Tea tree is also great for like if you have acne, occasional acne. I have to say it that way. If you have occasional acne, or skin blemishes of some sort, I like to use it if I cut myself. It's a great cleanser, so that's good. It's great for cleaning mold in your bathrooms as well. So if you don't want to use chemicals, you can use tea tree oil. The essential oils that I use are only doTERRA. I don't use any other brand. I don't buy them off of Amazon because there's lots of fakes on Amazon, and doTERRA is not on Amazon. So don't be going buying stuff on there because you don't know if you're going to get it. There's lots of ways that they can make a bottle look like it's real. So just get it from the company. It's in the description box down below. You can get a $35 membership, which gives you 25% off of oils for a full year. It's a one-time fee of $35. If you want to waive the fee and you don't want to pay a fee, tea tree oil comes in pretty much all the kits. So there's a starter kit there. There's two of my favorite ones. There's one that has small bottles like this size, and it's like $150, I think, for the starter kit. And then there's another one that has the bigger bottles, which is a little bit more money. And so you can check and see which one that you want. That's in the description box down below, okay? But this is in pretty much all of the kits because it's one of the oils that a lot of people need in their lives. So it is a really good oil. The other oil that's coming up for you is lime oil. And lime oil is, it's great for your mood and keeping your mood really uplifted, because as you go through this type of energy, we don't want to get stuck in it. We just want to be able to see. We just want to be able to observe. We just want to be able to make decisions. We don't want to get stuck in the crap though. So use lime oil, because lime oil, any kind of citrus, is going to be uplifting for you. It's going to make you feel good. It has a really great aroma to it that just like uplifts the emotions. You can put that in your hands, rub your hands together and smell it. You can smell it right out the bottle. You can put it on the bottom of your feet. The citrus oils, you want to make sure that you do not put it in an exposed area like on your face and go out in the sun, because you could get a sunburn because it's photosensitive. So if you're going to put it on your face or some kind of exposed area, wait 12 hours before you go in the sun. So do it at night is what I would suggest, okay? But it smells really good. Lots of guys like these two oils right here. It smells really good together. So that's something that you can think about with those oils. Okay, so the overall outcome of this entire situation, which 3 to 6 months from now, how are you going to be feeling about this? I do have that it's going to help you really understand relationships and love and what you need and what you deserve, and to start asking for the things that you deserve. Stop taking care of everybody else. It's not about that. That is not you. Loving does not mean that you make life easy for everyone else. What about you? You need to have life that's easy for you. So you're going to really understand relationships. Lots of you guys will have love within 3 to 6 months. You will have this very connected love because you're doing the work now. You're doing what you need to do now to make this love come true. You are going to get your manifestations, and here it is again. You're going to get it in the form of a cup of love. So the page is, so this is making your wishes come true. This is the wish come true in the form of a gift of love. So this page is good news, good money, love. He's a dreamer. He's intuitive. He's generous. He enjoys life. So where are you going 3 to 6 months around? You're going to feel really dang good. You're going to feel amazing. And it's all going to be around relationship and love. Let's go ahead, since this is about love for the most part. And for those of you who are not looking at love and you just want career, and you're like, thank you for staying with me and not turning off, because this could be the same thing. This is called choice, this is called manifestation, and this is called bringing in something new for you. So that is the same type of thing. If you weren't reading it that way with career, should help you. Same thing in career, these oils. Somebody's walking over your boundaries. You're not seeing in your career how that's all working out very well for you. This is going to help you to be happier so that when you go into work, you're not focusing in on the mundane bullcrap, right? All right, let's get into what the person thinks about you, Capricorn, so you can stay in a good mindset, or you just can know what they're thinking, you know? I like these because this is in line with their higher self. So you're not going to hear the ego. You're not going to hear the BS. It's like you're going to hear the truth. Okay? So what is Capricorn's person thinking about them? Only accepting the highest and best truth for their highest and best good. I only want the most accurate answers. Okay. Wow. Those are beautiful cards. Let's see what else we get. Nice. Oh. Okay, so I can't wait to show you these because you're going to love it. You're going to like it. And you know what? If you're thinking about career, I think these will work for you too. It sure sounds like it. Sure sounds like Capricorn's being abused at work. Some of you guys are not getting what you need. All right, here we go. I'm so sorry for not giving you the time and attention you deserve. And that could be at work or it could be in your love life, right? I would just hurt you more right now. I need to be alone. Okay. All right. You are the answer to my whole life. So this person's ignoring you, or the job isn't accepting you yet. You're the answer. But if you try to contact them right now, they're just gonna hurt you, is what they're saying. Like, they don't mean to. They're just not in the space for what you need and what you want, and they don't want to hurt you anymore. Now, what does their deep, deep soul think about you? I want to dance across eternity with you. I'm not ready for commitment with anyone, not even themselves. Like, they're not committing to a job. They're not committed to anything right now. They just are not ready. So that's good to know, because then you know not to contact them. Like, leave the door open, but don't contact them, okay? How do I get you alone? Well, they are having some thoughts about you. Having some nasty thoughts about you. Dang, Capricorn, you have to be so sexy. All right, so let's do the crystal and the trapped emotions, and then we're done for today. I hope you guys have enjoyed this reading. If you have, don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell. That way you get notified as soon as I post something new. Lots of you guys have been hitting the notification bell. Thank you so much for that. It's very, very good. Okay. Your crystal is, I have no idea how to say it. That's what your crystal is. No, I'm just kidding. And here you go. I'll let you see it. Okay, so it's lepidolite. Recall your dreams. So they're asking you, the universe is asking you to stay up in your dreams, keep dreaming. This person's not ready for you, so don't be thinking they're coming anytime soon. You will have a conversation with them, hopefully by the end of retrograde. Maybe their retrograde is that they have to go through their BS. They have to go through their stuff. They have to transform. And we just wait. You know, you just wait. So, very good for that. Let's do your trapped emotions. So go ahead and sit back and find a comfortable position, whether you're laying down or you are sitting up. Either way is fine, but listen to the music and let it relax your soul. And breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. All right, I'm going to ask Archangel Michael, your higher self, your inner child, and your angels and guides to please step in so that we can release this trapped emotion for the Capricorn collective. So we have worry in our spleen, which we will start with today. And it happened at the age of 5 where we trapped an emotion. Whether you remember it or not, that's okay. If you have some worry that's in your life right now, then go ahead and let's release that. So I want you to breathe in. And our intention is to release the worry out of our spleen that was at 5 years old. Breathe out. Breathe in. Think about the worry at 5 or think about the worry today and hand it to your angels and spirit guides. Ready? Breathe out. Very nice. And the next one that we're going to do is bitterness that's in your gallbladder from the age of 6. We're going to breathe in. Think about something that's making you really bitter today. It could be this relationship. It could be your job. It could be something. So breathe in, breathe out. This time we're going to breathe in. Make it really, really big and hand it to your angels and guides. Ready? Breathe out. And thank you, angels and guides, for helping us release the worry that we did a second ago in our spleen at the age of 5. We really appreciate that. And we're going to release the bitterness in our gallbladder one more time. Ready? Breathe in. We're going to release the bitterness in our gallbladder from the age of 6 and breathe out. All right, Capricorn, that was super awesome and very beautiful. Thank you for staying with me this whole time. If you enjoyed this reading, you're entertained in some way, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. This way you get notified as soon as I post something new. Also, if you need to come back before you have conversations because you're worrying or you're bitter or something like that, come back as many times as you need to do the meditation so that you can release as much as you can as you move through this retrograde. You can do it every day if you wanted to, whatever you need to do. All right, Capricorn, I can't wait to do your next reading. You guys have a great day. Bye.